It's training camp season. Today we're looking at the Cleveland Browns. We're currently on Shedeur Sanders' watch as we're covering every day, going through his highlights, going over the news. But before we begin, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're covering your favorite players and what they're doing behind the scenes at training camp, what they're doing in practice. Those guys climbing the depth chart, your rookies, and also guys you're drafting in fantasy football here soon, which is going to be very soon. And we're covering those players that you're getting ready to make decisions on. And we cover a lot of fantasy football here, especially throughout the season. Click that button. Stop missing out. I'm going to start things off a little different today so you get my perspective when I do this video. Practice just wrapped up. It just ended a couple minutes ago. But from paying attention to this, go to this tweet right here. Dillon Gabriel is again getting a lot of the work with the team drills after being like 3 for 11, 3 for 12 yesterday, after a horde practice. Getting more work, more opportunities. This is after Flacco and him getting a boatload of work and not much sign of Flacco as you roll back down here. Not much sign of Shadur getting opportunities. Like starting off with Flacco with the first team offense, which makes sense, but Gabriel stepped back in and led the third offense. You're hearing that. But we come back up to this tweet here. Dillon Gabriel is again getting a lot of work, getting a lot of the touches. So my perspective here is that Flacco and Gabriel's getting a lot of the work, and that's what we're getting. And then Gabriel being hoard. Watch this. Not being able to get past the line of scrimmage. And we're seeing this day in and day out now in practice. He threw a pick yesterday. Defense dominating. Gabriel's out there. Gabriel's been sneaking it up. More 11s. Gabriel leading the first team offense against the first team defense. Like they're giving the Gabriel experience the full shot here, and nothing on Shedeur. Nothing on Shedeur at all. Nothing on Shedeur. More Gabriel. Leads the twos. Nothing on Shedeur on the day. That's one thing you're seeing. We're going back to the highlights, looking at the clips here. I do have one clip from today's practice, which is the first time this whole process, rookie camp, OTAs, minicamp, training camp, 9th practice of training camp now. It just wrapped up. One clip. There will be more clips coming out later. And then I also got all the clips from yesterday's practice after this. So we got a little something to look at and some of the other clips from previous practices. But here we go. This is our one clip we got today. You let me know how you feel about what you just saw. So you may look at something. So that was a good ball. Even the beat writer mentioned that. Here's yesterday's, where he had a good completion rate. He looked good. Killed Gabriel for sure. Flacco had a good practice yesterday. When you look at the numbers, you look at some of the throws he made. But again, you're looking at this. And you're looking at this QB battle and competition and what's going on here in Cleveland. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? Because if you watched all my videos and you've watched what I've been saying about this all along, about the Cleveland Browns and how they're going to be handling things, I think you understand that so far I've been right. The Browns are going to be the Browns. And those coaches, they're not, I don't know, best describe them. Quick to move. Like, I do not know or understand why Gabriel was continuously out there when you have a quarterback out here. I don't know what happened there. Making play after play. Beating him out. On top of having to play a lot of times with the threes. Getting bad snaps, bad offensive line play, everything else, and 11-on-11s, and still making it work. He's passing every test coming his way. And the fair thing, the common sense thing would be at least more reps. At least more shared with Gabriel. Gabriel, coming out of college, very experienced, accurate. The height's an issue. He's had his moments off and on through OTAs and minicamp, but during that time, he was getting beat by Shedeur. He was getting beat by him during that time. But things are coming to a head where this is becoming more than a trend. Like, they're trying to jam that round peg in that square hole. But these last couple practices, unless Gabriel went on a run, which no one indicated that. And all the other beat writers' tweets, I can show them all, but having multiple tabs open really messes up my film. Like, it stutters me out. I might have already stuttered out with it, but I had to showcase that. Shedur's been playing well. He's been stacking days. And like I said, you just got to keep stacking days, and more than likely you're playing for another team. And you're playing and auditioning for your next team. And this Browns team is more than likely going to be a dumpster fire. And it's not about my opinion who should start, who not should start, or what not. You're looking at the coaching staff, and we're guessing what they're thinking. We're guessing, like I've been saying the whole time, that they're going to hold on tight with Flacco. Flacco hasn't been playing bad. He's been stacking days himself. And if he continues to play well and he plays well in season, then hats off to him. And the Browns win more games than expected. It's a tough schedule, though. And I expect multiple quarterbacks to be started this season. I look for them to want to improve their draft position next year and to want to tank. I look for them to want to do that. I look for Arch Manning to look at all this and say, I'm going to stay in Texas if they do that, if we get to that point. I look for, there's a good chance that by the time we're in January that we're going to see coaches fired. Like, I'm not being over dramatic. I just feel like 5 wins, a 5-win team, 6-win team. I look for Flacco to be all right. The thing is, Flacco can be good, but he can also be very mid. He can also get off the rails. And if that happens and they start going to other quarterbacks, it could be just a dusty situation anyways. And I look for them to hold on to Pickett longer than expected. Like, it's not about what I want in Madden. It's about what this team's going to do. It's about what this team is going to do. Hats off to Flacco if he performs. But he also goes and runs where it goes off the rails. He'll go and runs, though, where he plays well, and he did that with the Browns, and he deserves his shot. But what we're seeing here with the Dillon Gabriel experience, that is horrific. Like, next week there should be some changes. If not, and the changes better not be Kenny Pickett, that could be it. I could look for them saying, hey, Kenny Pickett's not been out there. We need to give him more run. And then Kenny Pickett be Kenny Pickett. And they're like, we got to see if he turns things around. Oh, Gabriel threw a couple touchdowns yesterday. He's turning things around. Let's give him some more run. And then you're seeing with the third team, red zone appearances, his 11 on 11, Shedeur Sanders completing 70% of his passes, leading the team every day in completion percentage, and not even getting more reps. Like, as I was watching this throughout the day, I was like, when's his moment? When are they going to talk about him? Because, like, it's been like this yesterday. Like, yesterday it was like that. You guys looked at the completion percentage and ran with it. Yesterday, I was just waiting and waiting. That's how it felt to me. Like, he wasn't getting his opportunity. Like, that's how I felt yesterday. That's how I felt like I felt like he had a good practice. There wasn't much out on him. And that is why. So the context of the completion percentage versus the context of practice is one thing you got to pay attention to. The context of all the situations. Don't always just latch onto that. But from what I've seen, what I've heard, I've not heard anything of him being bad. And then also what I saw, and I got all the clips from rookie camp, minicamp OTAs, I believe the 80% completion rate, somewhere around there, 77, 80, 81, whatever number you want to have there, but it's up there, it's good, it's solid. What we're seeing here, I don't know what happened there. I always keep talking, and that always stops me. That he's making plays, he's completing, he's making throws, and he's earned more opportunity. That's the thing. Whatever test the Browns give him, he passes. That's the thing about Shadur Sanders right now. Whatever test he gets, he passes. And he's passing it with glorious colors. That's the thing. He's holding his head up high. Right now, from what I last read, he's running with the wide receivers and tight ends after practice. He's there an hour plus before practice. Last one to leave, putting in the work. And the thing is, keep stacking days, keep doing that. Another team's going to notice. Another team's going to notice. They're going to see the completion rate. They're going to give you your opportunity. And if he gets his opportunity here, I mean, it could be a dumpster fire where it could be a dumpster fire you're playing into. That's the thing. It's the Browns. I told you the Browns are going to be the Browns. The Browns are going to be the Browns. Now, if you're a Browns fan, you're hoping Joe Flacco holds on tight and does not turn over the ball and the defense plays tight and they sneak some wins. That is what they're hoping for. That is what they're hoping for. They're not going to come out and say it. That's what they're hoping for. Joe Flacco plays well enough where he doesn't go off the rails, doesn't turn over the ball, makes 3 plays a game. The defense steps up. The defense has been looking good. He's also playing against a good defense, a very solid. He's played against the 1s, the 2s, the 3s. There really hasn't been a bad look for sure. They're hoping to hold on tight and accidentally win some games. That's what they're hoping to do, accidentally win some games. And when those wheels comes off this season, it's going to be a dumpster fire. And he's auditioning for another team here. He's auditioning for his opportunity. They got draft picks in line for next season. They got a quarterback class that's being touted right now, but you still got a full college football season to play. There's a lot of different things where you got some young prospects here, mainly Shedeur now. Dillon Gabriel, a backup in the league. A good backup in the league. That's what I think he'll be, not a starter. And he'll have a run of games where he starts and might get you 50-50. But you're looking at a true starter here with a lot of potential. He's a rookie right now. But you also need to let him blossom, mature, get with the 1s, get more opportunity. That's all that needs to happen right now. It's not happening. And it needs to change. Because you can't look at Pickett. You can't look at Gabriel. I mean, Pickett, they can make the case due to the injury. But we all know. We all know. That's it. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below and hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.